Hi everyone, my name is Moon and today I'll be showing you my high school art portfolio that I submitted in high school to art colleges and that got accepted to these schools right over here. And basically, wow, I submitted this portfolio in 2015. It's been almost 7 years now. So I was 17 years old back when I applied to these schools, and right now I'm 24 years old, so it's a little bit kind of shocking how time went by so quickly. And I just wanted to make this portfolio video to show for those who are interested in applying to art schools, to give you some insight of what these schools looked for in my portfolio. One thing that I really want to make sure of or clear of is that your portfolio does not have to look like my portfolio to be accepted into these schools. I think in general, these art schools just kind of look at your portfolios to see whether you have potential to advance in your creative career. This is kind of just like a reaction video because it's been 7 years since I've made these works, so hopefully some of these works will inspire you. So I'm sharing my screen right now, so let's hop into it. So I'm gonna go over the Pratt portfolio just because I ended up going to that school, and I think it makes the most sense for me to kind of go over it first. So let's continue. So this is just kind of an overview of my portfolio. So this is my first piece, and this was done with graphite. So multiple hands and multiple feet. These were 2 separate drawings. I think I was just a little ambitious, and there's a limit of how many drawings you can submit. So I kind of just merged it into one piece. This one is a drawing, an observation drawing of Converse and an apple, and I kind of threw this drawing into here because I realized I don't really have any fine art graphite portfolio pieces in my portfolio, and I just felt like it was needed. Just trying to show that I'm able to draw figures. Yeah, so it was white color pencils on black paper, 14 by 17, and this was an observational quick drawing, 10 minutes. I remember for this drawing I went to a art store and they held these live figure drawing sessions, and I just kind of went over there and drew this. This was a watercolor painting, and this was inspired by Hayao Miyazaki's. I'm a big fan of Studio Ghibli's movies and animations. I did this with watercolor. So this is another drawing that I did, and this was mixed media. All these flowers in the background, they were done in watercolor, and I layered it over with a different type of paper, and then I drew it with pen, these trees, and I kind of colored a little bit with colored pencil, as you can see here, and I did some paper cutouts of birds and I put them on top. So these were mixed media pieces, and you'll see similar sensations. So this deer back here too, all this flowers were done in watercolor, and this deer was done in ink. My first piece was inspired by deers. Deer symbolizes power animals and also are a symbol of gentleness, unconditional love, and kindness. They also symbolize mysteriousness in nature. I wanted to connect these symbols with the deer in the drawing, which is why I drew flowers on the background. I also decided to symbolize life and death in my drawing. So to symbolize life, I drew the deer's antlers like the branches of the trees and drew ravens flying. To symbolize death, I drew spider webs and a dead raven. A raven symbolizes death. This is another mixed media piece, and I used real leaves in this painting. I was a little lazy to draw my own leaves, so I just went outside and grabbed some foliage and Mod Podged it to canvas, and this was mixed media as well. This was another drawing, kind of similar concept. As you can see, I really loved pattern. I had a phase with it, and then I just really loved all these little details. It was fun. I think I really like detailed work, and as you can see, I really liked illustration. So this was another drawing with a lot of that texture that you see in my previous drawings, with some peonies in the back that I painted. This one, it's more of an illustration. So it's basically 12 pieces of artwork into one big piece, and it's supposed to represent a calendar. So this one is January, February, March. I think my favorite one was February and December. This is another art piece that I did. This is called Breaking Free, and this was done in watercolor, color pencils, and gouache. And basically, the spool of thread represents a complex human's mind, heart, and I feel that everyone feels trapped by something. So I drew a cage over the spool of thread, and I also drew trees on top of the spool of thread to draw growing feelings of urge to repel against whatever is caging one's heart. I also drew a tree and a little bike to represent the feelings of wanting to settle in a place where no one strives, like one small world. Wow, that was kind of deep back then. This was another piece that I did called Nurture, and this, I will be honest, this was my least favorite piece. This whole art piece was done with little toothpicks, and I basically glued each toothpick with a hot glue gun, and it was really painful, guys. It was over 7 feet long. It was taller than me. I'm 5 feet. And when connected, both fishes together. This one is called Crying Beauty. So my description of Crying Beauty is that beauty is wanted from many people. Beauty can be gained by strenuous efforts and a huge load of money. However, beauty has its side effects. It could lead one to being miserable. There's no satisfaction in gaining beauty, and there's no set standard of the best beauty. So chasing after beauty can lead to one being miserable as ever. In this drawing, the rose is crying. I think I drew this drawing when I was kind of struggling a lot with self-image. This is another self-portrait, and this is called Identity 2. My description that I said in this was that I feel that there's several identities in myself. It's called Several Views, and I don't have a description for this one because this is just a figure drawing, because I was trying to show that I could do figure drawings as well. This is another Several Views figure drawing. This one is a figure drawing of a female. And this one is another figure drawing that I did in graphite. This one's a lot more detailed than the ones I had in the beginning. And this one is called Guardian. And this was actually my first ink drawing that I did for my portfolio. I really practiced with trying to make the foreground more detailed than the background here. I don't know if I pulled it well, but take that as you will. Again. This is another body drawing. I don't know why I submitted so many body drawings for the school, for Pratt. I think I heard a rumor that Pratt really likes body drawings. Another body drawing. This one is called Watched, and this was kind of a wild card. I heard that RISD really likes experimental artwork, so I kind of just grabbed a lot of magazines and cut them up in shades of blue and used that as a background, and I painted acrylic, and then I kind of bought some fake flowers at Michael's and drew some fake eyes and kind of attached it here. To be honest, I don't really remember why I drew this painting. I think I just wanted more of a conceptual art piece, or an art piece that looked conceptual to me, because back then I didn't really know what conceptual was. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was the feeling of being watched. It's really hard to say. It's been 7 years since I've made this drawing, so take that as you will again. Oh man, I didn't write a description for this. Okay, so basically I think what I really wanted to write was that, no matter when you're getting older, I feel like you have this inner fountain. You're still the same person. I feel like age is beauty in my eyes, because I feel like age, equals wisdom and equals wit. For me, age has never been seen as a scary thing, even when I was younger. This is called My Heritage, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but all these little patterns, these flowers, are inspired by tancheong. And Korean tancheong is a type of painting that is decorated all around Korean palaces and temples. Like in the Joseon dynasty, Goryeo dynasty, and basically I'm very when I look at Tancheong, they're very colorful and bright, so I was always inspired by it. So I guess this kind of concludes me showing my high school portfolio. But yeah, I hope this really helped you guys, gain inspiration or get some insight of what schools might look for. I think one thing that I really want to tell you guys is that making your art portfolio will end, and this time in your life is not forever, so don't be stressed out. I've been in your position before. Just be proud that you finished this milestone and that you went through this process, because this process is very strenuous and very tedious. So I really applaud you for going through this whole process. I know this portfolio might be a little bit outdated because this was back done in 2015, but I just hope that this portfolio gives you some insight of what they at least looked back for them. So just good luck, everyone, and I hope this video helps you and eases your anxiety, and I wish you the best of luck. And thank you for looking at my portfolio and just me yabbering. But yeah, thank you. Bye.